Hi, Jacq Hackett here with another Friday thought from my week in the world of solo consulting. So a lesson that many of us learn the hard way when we first start bidding for consultancy projects is that you cannot take the client's written brief at face value. Because even if you get a written brief for a project and it looks very comprehensive, very clear, you should never assume that that is actually the full picture and an accurate reflection of exactly what the client needs. Because often that brief is missing some parts of the picture, and if you take the time to talk to the client, then you will figure out what they really need. What is it that they're trying to get done here? What's the problem they're facing? And what is the scope of the project that will actually address that? So clients are not always really good at scoping out a project brief, and that's not a criticism, it's just a fact. It's not necessarily something they do every day. So sometimes the brief is not the full picture. But that's okay, because actually it's our job as consultants to be really good at scoping out project briefs. So I was reminded of that this week when I was finalising a proposal for a client, and their written brief was great, looked very comprehensive, very clear. But actually, when I talked to them, a slightly different picture emerged. There was some background information that wasn't in the brief and really made a difference to how I thought the project ought to go. And so I have put in a proposal that the client's very happy with and has agreed to go ahead with. But it's not entirely aligned with what the written brief was. It's more aligned with the information I gathered during my conversation with the client. So I just want to alert you to that, because of course the risk if you don't do that is that you're going to walk into a project where the expectations between you and the client are not necessarily aligned. And the other risk, of course, is that the scope of the project actually turns out to be different to what you've quoted for in your consultancy proposal. So that's my kind of thought for this week is, even if you get a written brief from a client, don't take it at face value. You really do need to delve a bit deeper and find out what the client really wants, get the backstory from them, and that way your proposal is much more likely to be aligned with what they want and need, and much more likely, therefore, to actually win you the job. Thanks.